Alright, partners, we are back. We got some more fake content, and today we're just going to do a little breakdown here of my Aether Raid season for Chaos this round. So I was able to get 21,440 as my total lift for the end of the season, which is good enough for top 1k, seemingly. I mean, there's still a couple hours to go, so I might get knocked out of top 1k, but it's not really that big a deal. And surprisingly, I was able to have somewhat of a successful defense. It's not the craziest. We still lost 80 lift, but I mean, that's not that terrible considering Chaos Season is a total wash. And a lot of these losses of lift were from people that lost units in the fight. Like, what are you doing? You lost 2 units during the fight and you still take the win? I think one of these guys didn't even break the pots either, so it's like, why? What is the purpose of accepting a win where you got demolished? I don't understand. I will never understand people that accept wins like this. That's why you have 7 ladders, bro. Okay, but we did take 2 hard losses, and I believe that was it. So we're just going to do a little defense team showcase here. Now, of course, Emblem Ike is a bonus unit right now, but the one saving grace to Chaos Season, of course, is that he's not getting a million HP from all the blessings. So he is somewhat more manageable here. Although having 1 less unit to work with is annoying for defense. So this is what I cooked up. We're basically running Ivy here to get 3 range on a flyer type. And I can extend her reach with Dagger by rushing in with the Soaring Echo skill. We can warp and then we can go for Rally. And then all of a sudden Ivy will overlap her reach with Leon. This Leon here has a pre-charged Glacies because we've got the Marth Ring, we've got Quicken Pulse, and then we have also Duo Asker to give the cooldown reduction. So all those things are going to give us our Glacies on the first hit. And after the melt damage and then the Glacies from Leon, in most situations he is able to one-shot Emblem Ike actually. And just in case he isn't, I have Fatal Smoke on him as well to nullify Ike's healing. So after Leon hits him, then Ivy can clean up, or even King Freyr at that point can clean up. So that's pretty much the gist of it. And then of course we have Gatekeeper because we have to. This is the only unit that has a reliable source of Warp Bubble for this mode, at least. Even though, like, Valentine Mur is nice for summoner duels, but you need it immediately for Aether Raids. So that's why we've got Gatekeeper there, and of course he's got Kanto Control. I actually have double Kanto Control on this team, which is pretty good. It's one of the more surefire ways to deal with, like, hit-and-run strats. I really wish I could have had a Dancer on this team, but I don't. So that's, like, the one thing that I really wanted, but I wasn't able to get. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at these replays here and see how we did. So our first fight, we were able to get 5 KOs in this one. And there he is, Emblem Ike. Okay, the dreaded bane of my existence for defense teams. I honestly, like, you could beat this defense that I've got here with Emblem Ike if you played good. But thankfully, most people that use Emblem Ike just like to eat glue, and they don't really play all that good. Alright, so here we go. We've got Ike there. He's all set up. He's got danced by Azura. Alright, so Leon comes in. We do a ton of melt damage, and then we hit him with Glacies. And how much does this do? Alright, wow, 55. That's quite a bit. Yeah, so one of the weaknesses, if you could even say weaknesses, of Emblem Ike is that on his first hit, he's getting the least amount of non-pierceable DR. He only gets 40%. So on the very initial hit, that's when you got to do your most amount of damage. So combined with the melting and then also a big charged up Glacies, Leon is usually able to beat him, at least in Chaos Season. I don't think it's going to work so well in regular, like, light season and Astra Season, because he's getting, like, plus 20 HP from blessings. But outside of that, it should be okay. Alright, then, do we need to watch the rest of this? I mean, this guy just got clapped. As long as we've beaten Emblem Ike, we've pretty much won that one. Alright, so here's another one. This guy, Zio-Man, or Zio-Man, however you say that. Alright, so he's got Hortensia, who is pretty annoying, actually, but we can protect ourselves with King Freyr here to nullify her debuffs. Alright, he's also got Chloe. He's got... Ooh, Gulveg with Chloe is a pretty sick combo in Chaos Season, at least, because you can actually run the defense season Gulveg for your offense in Chaos Season. Alright, then he's got the duo Baby Robin, and then we have a Resplendent Selena. Ooh, okay. Alright, so let's see what he does here. Alright, of course he's just going right in, giving no fucks at all about the trap that I had there, but he called it right, so he called my bluff. He got it. All right, then he's able to get Hush Spectrum to go off, so he resets my special by 1. Not that it matters, but... All right, there we go. So he procs his special, which is good because now Gulvade can take the maximum amount of actions for this turn. He's also going to be setting up his fire tiles there. All right, so he goes after King Freyr next. I've got the Emblem Ike ring on King Freyr, so he can maybe have some more DR against ranged enemies, but typically it doesn't really save him. So, I don't know. I could probably give him something else. All right, he's trying to hit and run here. We did get a KO, so I'm wondering how we were able to do that. All right, he also has the fence to back himself up, so this is awkward. Like, how did we get a KO here? I actually have no idea. Maybe Dagger is good. Yeah, that's what happened. Okay, so Dagger moved first and then Leon after it, so he got Pathfinder. All right, that makes sense. All right, we can skip that. All right, let's move on to the next one. So, GC, shout-outs to GC, by the way. I think he's a YouTuber. It does sound familiar, that name. All right, so our boy GC is running... Ooh, Sheeta this time. Okay, Attuned Sheeta, another possible alternative. Then we have the baby Emerin, and then we've got Leon, we've got Winter Edelgard, and then Plumeria. All right, he goes for the dance. Is he going to try to bait this whole thing with Kata? All right, he's playing passively. By the way, this defense map that I'm running here, I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's kind of the only map that does what I want it to without, like, having defense tiles. I would have ran Lost Castle, but the defense tiles on that map are just really annoying, especially if they just plop Ike on the defense tile, then he's really untouchable. So you can't afford to be running defenses that, or defense maps that have the defense tiles on them right now. So this is the only other alternative, and this isn't even really that good of a map. So, I don't know. I really wish they would give us the ability to customize our own defense map. Like, maybe give us the option to have one wall and place it wherever we want, and then we'd have, like, the option of defense tiles or forest tiles or trenches or whatever. It would be really cool if we could just customize our own defense map. Because it seems like most of the time when they're building defense maps, they either make them way too underpowered or way too OP, and then they have to nerf them. Like original Spring Breeze and original Jotunheim Castle. All right, we don't need to see the rest of this. We got our KO. He goes for the win, which I don't understand why, but, I mean, sure. Okay, next up we have Masa over here, who took a win with 2 KOs. Once again, like I reiterate, I will never understand why people do that, but I mean, that's not for me to decide what wins they take. All right, so Emblem Ike, and then he goes in with Yunaka, but we have Kanto control, so that was kind of preemptive. Also, he doesn't even have Disarm Trap 4 on Yunaka, and he just went right onto the Hex Trap. So I guess a lot of people gambled correctly on my traps here, so I guess maybe I should flip them around. Again, going in on the trap, like just giving no fucks. Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, you gotta respect it, right? Like, that's some stuff that I do sometimes. I just completely ignore the fact that the trap is there and just attack anyway. Alright, so Winter Dimitri gets clapped up, and, I mean, that's... I think we've seen enough of this defense here. We don't need to see the rest, but... Yeah, he's still got Emblem Ike, who, after we've procced our Glacies with Leon and Ivy is done for, we're probably not going to be able to get around Ike anymore. Okay, this next guy, Aresu. Or Alice. Is that how you say Alice? I don't think that's how you say Alice in Japanese. I think it's Arisu, right? Like, instead of Aresu. Okay, so we have here... Oh, Goto Ike. Okay. All right, this one, if I lose this one, I'm going to be mad. You're not allowed to lose to Goto Ike. All right, here we go. So, who's in first? Okay, we're going with Leon first. Oh, it doesn't even matter that we have Fatal Smoke here. We're just going to body him. Yeah, so AoE protection is really nice, of course, but if we're not doing damage with AoEs, then Goto is completely meaningless. So that is the another purpose to having Leon with that. All right, next guy over here. What do we have here? Ginpei, I believe is how you say that. Or no, Zanpei, right? If my hiragana is off, let me know in the comments. But I believe that is Zanpei. All right, so he's got, Dimitri with Lagoo's friend. Yeah, this guy is pretty legit again with Lagoo's friend support. He's at plus 10 as well. Fully invested Dimitri. He's even got Guard Echo too. Wow, okay. All right, let's see what he can do. All right, he gambled on the trap, but this time he lost. Surprisingly, the first guy that lost on the trap. All right, he's just going all in. Okay, so are we going to be able to kill any of these guys? Let's see here. All right, Leon versus Dimitri. We get him with the melt damage, and then we get him with the Glacies there, and not really as clean of a KO as I would have liked. He kind of had enough HP that he might have been able to take that. All right, and then Sheeta versus Ivy. How do we do here? We're only hitting her twice, right? So we might not be able to finish. All right, yeah, no quarter. We're definitely done for. Oh, wow. Ivy can live a no quarter from Sheeta? I didn't even know she could. That's actually pretty interesting. And then we do finish with the Luna on the second hit. Wow. I was totally expecting Ivy was going to lose that one. That's kind of nuts. All right, pretty awesome stuff there. Okay, then we have the 2 hard losses and then the final win for the season. So let's check them out. All right, this time we've got... oh, wow, this is definitely a Tellius stand here. We've got Leanne, we've got double Shinnens, Gatry, and then Ike. So the Grail Mercenaries here coming out to play. All right, so anytime we beat an Emblem Ike, it's good, but this guy is actually not going to bait. He's going to be very smart about it. So he's just basically using Ike as his bonus unit here. All right, this is one of the reasons why this is not my favorite map to run, because if you just go up the left side, you can find a way to poke and prod and get rid of my units. This is one of the reasons also why I would have liked to run Lost Castle, because it's a little bit harder to do stuff like this on that map. But again, it's like impossible to run a defense map with the defense tiles right now. You don't want to do that, so I had no choice but to run this map, I think. All right, yeah, so it looks like he's just going to go for the hit and run. The other way to counter this is to have a Dancer, but good luck running a Dancer when you only have access to 6 units in Chaos Season. All right, so it seems like he'll be able to safely avoid my guys from this point. All right, we have BRG Morris up next. Okay, so he rematched, actually, which probably says that I demolished him with Ike. I just bodied everybody with Ike, by the way, on my offense. Maybe I should do, like, an offense showcase at some point, but I don't know. Having to record, like, when I do my offensive fights, I'm still in bed. Like, I haven't woken up yet fully. I just turn my phone on, and the first thing I do is, like, just get my dailies out of the way for my gatches. So, recording Aether Raid's offenses is not really something I would enjoy doing. Having to, like, actually physically get up and go to the computer to record it. All right, here we go. Ivy and Gatekeeper. All right, we're unable to finish off Gatekeeper, unfortunately. I would have preferred if Ivy had gone after Ike there. Oh, this sucks. Freyr is going before Leon. Ooh. That's not what we want to happen, because Ike is going to go ahead and clap his Pulse Smoke on Leon after this, and then we're not going to be able to have our Glacies ready. I think the reason why Freyr went before Leon is because he has Fallen Maria's support, so Ike would have had Miracle here. So the reason why Freyr went first is because he lives after combat and Leon wouldn't. So I think that's why that happened. But had Leon gone first, he would have Pulse or Fatal Smoked Ike and he wouldn't have been able to heal. And then Freyr would have went second and he actually would have beaten Ike there. So unfortunate turn of events. All right, and then finally our last fight, and we got a win against this guy here, Chino. All right, so it seems like he's just going to try to bait with Emblem Ike and Lumera support. Let's see how that goes for him. Okay, so Freyr is going first. Again, that's really annoying that he goes first instead of Leon. Because we really just want to get him with the Fatal Smoke and do a lot of damage initially. Alright, he goes for his Great Ether. And King Freyr is able to live. Okay, but we're in big trouble now because we don't have Glacies anymore. Okay, thankfully, though, Leon went after, so if he goes before Ivy, we can get the Fatal Smoke off, and then Ivy can clean up. It would have been very tragic if Ivy went first, and then he would have just healed off with Great Ether. So it looks like we are going to be able to get this KO here. And yeah, Ivy does actually do quite a bit of damage to Ike on the first attack that she does, because he has the least amount of DR on that hit. So that's going to wrap us up for this defense showcase. We did okay. I mean, it's Chaos season. You can't really amount to much for defenses here, but we didn't do too shabby. Only 80 lift loss, which is essentially just one loss, pretty much. And a lot of these lift losses were from people that were just being goobers, and they just accepted the win even though they got bodied. So let me know how you guys were able to do in Chaos Season this round, and I'm looking forward to the future more because I think once we get that Mythic Loki who can just lock down lanes and turn off all bonuses, I think then we'll have more of a chance, a fighting chance against Emblem Ike from then. So this is your boy Tacho signing out. Take care, fellas, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.